I was watching a film with my family last week, and by the end of it, mum was crying, dog was crying, and even me, a 7 foot, chiseled jaw, perfect physique Chad, had a tear in my eye. Which left me thinking, how do films manage to make even a grown man cry? And luckily for you, after some intense research and a few tissue boxes later, I found 3 common ways that films achieve this. The first method to make the audience tear up is the bittersweet goodbye. No better scene displays this than the ending of the best trilogy ever, which is when Frodo leaves Middle-earth to go to heaven with Gandalf. Frodo was the main character of The Lord of the Rings, so him leaving is him ending the story that the audience has been so invested in for so long, creating the well-known feeling that all good things do eventually come to an end. This scene is made even more powerful by the visual heartbreak we see from his friends, especially Sam, on the screen, which shows us how we should be feeling and amplifies that very same feeling of sorrow, as neither us nor Sam will see Frodo ever again. This is very relatable, as everyone at some point has to say goodbye to something or someone that they care about, which makes it very easy to be empathetic in this situation, resulting in the audience shedding a few tears. The second method is probably the most popular one used in films, and it's shown perfectly here.
I don't feel so good.
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir. Please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
This was the first and only time I saw a bunch of grown men cry simultaneously in the cinema, and I still remember it so vividly because it was such a shock to me. This scene shows the simple theme of loss or death. The scene works so well for a few reasons. Firstly, it's the sheer contrast of what is actually happening to whom it's happening to. Peter is just a naive, innocent child who has done nothing wrong in this world. He's one of the crowd favourites, and yet what he is experiencing is so goddamn awful. He is just deteriorating out of existence. It feels so unjust, and humans naturally hate injustice. It also takes so long for him to actually disappear, which makes it feel like torture watching this young child whimpering in fear as he is evaporated piece by piece. These awful feelings the audience has is also further enhanced by the fact that we see the pain of Tony Stark not being able to do anything about it. That feeling of helplessness that we all have felt at some point really is the final nail in this coffin. It's really so easy to put ourselves in these characters' shoes, which helps us reflect the same feelings that they are going through. I'm curious, what's a film scene that never fails to make you cry? Let me know in the comments, and if you are enjoying this video, do give it a like. Now, we started with a bittersweet goodbye, so to come full circle, let's end with a scene that actually depicts a sweet reunion. What I'm talking about is perfectly displayed in Gladiator, when Maximus finally meets his end and reunites with his son and wife, in the afterlife, obviously. For once, tears we shed here are not that of sadness, but of joy. This reunion works so well at making us feel things because this whole film has been focused on themes that we really associate with, that being honour, sacrifice and duty. So it fills us with joy when Maximus not only sacrifices himself for the greater good of his country, but he also gets rewarded for his actions and finally gets to see his family again to get that peace that he's been striving for the entire film. We are shown that he is rewarded for keeping to his values despite everything, which can fill the audience hearts with hope for their own lives, which can be rather emotional for anyone. It must also be said that music plays a huge role in these emotional moments. However, I'm no expert, so I can't really expand on this, but it's undeniable that the scores in these scenes increase the impact to a whole new level, and their importance cannot be understated. So at the end of the day, films make us cry because they remind us of what it means to be human, whether it's a bittersweet goodbye, a heartbreaking loss, a long-awaited reunion. They tap into our deepest emotions and leave us with something to think about long after the credits roll. And so,
Subscribe, you fools.